Good day, Liberators. Yeah, many people have asked me, Reyno, when are you going to do a proper video and maybe several parts to explain this so-called mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policies? So at last, thanks to load shedding, I've decided that in the time that I can't use my computer, I'll rather sit and make these informative videos. So it's going to be a series. I don't know how many parts, but I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, each one of these videos. And then I would like all of you to comment on this video, to tell me what you want more information about, and what your concerns are, and maybe we can go into real case scenarios to discuss cases that we've actually been working on in our project that we have started at the beginning of August it was. And since then we've got approximately 50 odd cases that we are actively helping people with, and some of them are now in the process of continuing to the next step, to legal process. So firstly, introduction. On the 11th of June 2021 this year, the Minister of Employment and Labour have issued a consolidated direction that it was in Government Gazette GNR 499 of the 11th of June. In that, he introduced the so-called COVID-19 mandatory vaccination policy that employers may implement in the workplace. Now, that has in itself created a lot of controversy and also confusion, and as I will explain, it is extremely misleading. I also blame, as you can think, the legal fraternity and also labor consultants. They've seen the opportunity to make money, and they have jumped on the bandwagon, and left, right and center employers have been coerced into saying that it's mandatory for them to have this policy. So many employers who don't know still what is going on with the Disaster Management Act regulations as well, have accepted the advice of these lawyers and labor consultants, and have implemented their own workplace mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy. I've said it before that there is no such thing as a mandatory vaccination policy. It's not, any vaccine in South Africa is not mandatory, meaning you are compelled to be injected with such a vaccine. And as I will explain in further parts, this is merely all these COVID-19 vaccines are not vaccines yet. They're only candidate vaccines, and I will explain that further in other parts. So currently there are no COVID-19 vaccines available on the market in South Africa. None of these candidate vaccines have been approved, so they are just merely experimental. And some of these fact-finding or fact-checkers on the World Wide Web they have fallaciously stated that it is not true that any one of these vaccines have been approved by the World Health Organization. They are obviously confusing the fact that some of these vaccines, and when I mean vaccine, I mean candidate vaccines, have been approved for emergency use listing. I will explain that, what it means, and then I will also say that even the World Health Organization at present does not have specifically stated that they are not to be held liable for any side effects of any of these so-called candidate vaccines, or those who have been approved for emergency use listing. This brings me to the end of this introductory video about this so-called COVID-19 policy.